Hello students, this is your teacher Mackenroe again, and I guess you all are doing great there back home. So here the topic which I'm going to deal with today is about the incorrect use of preposition. Alright, before going to start the class, let me just tell you what is prepositions. I think I have taught you in one of my videos. I was telling about this one, the preposition. Actually, it is one of the part of speech, right? Now, if you could remember, how many part of speech are there? Do you remember it? If you are watching these videos in the earlier classes and all that, then you will find out that we were talking about the part of speech, and the number of them, there were 8, and some of the part of speech were included, like in the form of articles and determiners. So there are 9 right now. So one of those is prepositions. All right. So I just want to tell you the meaning of that. The preposition and the meaning of that is, it's actually to connect pronoun, noun, etc. Okay. I just want to write them down to you right now so that you will be able to understand that what are exactly preposition. And this is going to be repeated, as I've told you in the last class about that. So these are actually preposition, like to, at, in, upon, on, with, between. These are all preposition, etc. Okay, there are more. So it's an irony that you have been committing mistakes while talking, while writing. I have noticed that in most of you guys. Okay, we commit mistakes. Even I do also sometimes do that. Okay, but you have to be careful, because whenever you will be appearing for the examination, remember that you are having editing task. I think if you try to recollect that, editing task is what? That you will have to find out the correct word and the incorrect one. Okay, it is there in one of your questions whenever you'll be appearing for the examination. Okay, that's called editing task, and you will have to find out the correct one and the incorrect one. All right. Okay, we'll come to that later, but let me just tell you what exactly is preposition. We are confused whether to use to, at, in, with, between, and we don't know exactly how to put them into sentences and how to fix those particular preposition in a sentence and how to frame it. It's actually those prepositions which make the complete sentence beautiful, and it makes it complete sense. It makes a complete sense. So in order to that, I just want to show some of the slides over there, so you will be understanding that how you have been committing mistakes. Okay, so let's just see that. The slides which on your screen. Now those terms which are there given, okay, those are actually incorrect, right? Like the first one, they invited me for tea. Write to me on this address. You are kind on me. I said it on his face. It is raining from morning. The examination begins from Monday. He died from dengue. Okay, now they look and they appear to be simple. You think that there is no mistake over there, and maybe you'll find out there's some slight mistake over there. Okay, those prepositions which are blackened over there, those are actually incorrect. Now could you correct them? Let's have a look at the first one. They invited me for tea. What is wrong with that? Actually, for is what? It is one of the preposition. For, okay? But do you think so that it has to be used over there in that particular sentence? they invited me for tea. That is incorrect. In spite of saying for, you have to say to. Okay? They invited me to tea and not for tea. Now you are thinking that how come? Is that possible? It doesn't even sound, I mean, like, sensible to us, isn't it? You will think that, oh no, I mean, like, it's supposed to be incorrect because it sounds like that. How come I could be invited to tea? Yeah, but that is actually the use of preposition. Okay? In spite of using for, you have to use to. So, they invited me to tea, or he invited me, or she invited me to tea. Not for. Remember that. You have been making this mistake many times, all right? And I'll tell you later why I'm telling all this to you, because you have to be careful whenever you'll be appearing for the examination, as I told you earlier. It's really important for you. So right now, if you're watching this video, I want you to write them down so that you will be able to remember that. And in any case, if you have a chance to talk to me or something like that, you can call me also in those numbers, contact numbers, so that I can, tell you the correct, those sentences and all that how they could be used. Okay, the next word, as you can see, write to me on this address. Oh, come on. Now tell me what is wrong with that. Write to me on this address. The bold letter on, which is in black, actually it's wrong, right? So how do you say that? That is wrong. So what would be the correct one? Okay, let me tell you. Write to me on this address. Okay, seriously? I mean, like, I have to write to you on your address? No, this is completely wrong. It's incorrect. How you can say that I'll be writing onto your address or on your address? It's incorrect, right? Let me just tell you the sense of it. On. I write on this address. I will write to you on this address. It doesn't make sense. All right? So in spite of that one, what would be the correct one? Come on, you can try it. What would be the correct one? Again, this is the correct preposition. Write to me to this address, not on this address. So this is wrong, and even this was also wrong. Okay? Let's move on to the third one. You are kind on me. Now you are getting the point over there. What is incorrect there? It's on, obviously. Okay? The same preposition which we were talking about here. On. So what would be the correct one? The correct one is the same. This one. You're kind to me. Exactly, we say that, right? See, I mean, like, it makes sense whenever you are using it, whenever you're talking to someone and when you're speaking these words sometimes. So it obviously makes some sense there. Okay, so don't get confused. And let me tell you one thing also. If you want to learn English, so better speak up. Okay, and the second would be reading. Read some books, English books, or watch some movies, English movies and all that. Why? If you really want to learn the English, okay, the language, English, if you really want to learn that, so this is the thing that you got to do. You need to speak. I know that you don't have any friends over there at home to speak with, but try now. Speak with your parents. Speak with your family members. Then only you will be able to, or gradually you will learn. Most of you are feeling hesitation to speak. I know that. And sometimes you will laugh whenever you speak. Why? Because this is not our language. But this is how you have to do. At least speak at home whenever you are at home, and speak with your friends whenever you are outside with your friends. Okay? So this is wrong. On, and this is the correct one, the correct preposition. Okay? So what was that? You are kind to me, not kind on me. The next word, I said it on his face. Really? Is that correct? Obviously, it's not correct. It's incorrect. Again, what was the word there? On. It's again on over here. Okay? On is wrong. So what would the correct one? I said it on his face. You are not dominating over the face there. Are you? Not exactly. You are actually talking to a face. So the correct answer would be 2. I said to his face, not on his face. I said to his face directly. But we have been making these mistakes many times. Let me tell you this. I said it on his face. Yeah, I have heard this from many people. And I mean, like, especially you children, I mean, like, you commit these mistakes while speaking or while trying to figure out that which is incorrect or correct. So you have to keep that in your mind, that this you have to follow. This you have to read, and this is the correct one. On. Okay? On would not be used over there, and it will be incorrect if you use that. So despite that, you just have to say 2. Okay? I said to his face. I said to his face, not on his face. I said to his face. Okay, the second one. It's really interesting again. It is raining from morning. What is the word there that is incorrect? It's from. Let me just wipe this for you. The next word, which is there on your slides, is actually from, right? The incorrect one? Okay, so from. Really? Is it from? It is raining from morning. Is there any wrong with that? Grammatically wrong it is or not? Okay, let me tell you. That is thing called tense. I'm going to teach you that one also. What is that? Tense. What are the tenses? It's a vast topic that I'll be dealing with, but I'm going to do that later, but not now, because this is more important for you right now at this moment to learn. Preposition. Okay, here from in that particular sentence is incorrect. Why? Let me tell you. It is raining from morning. See, it doesn't make sense. Let me tell you again. If you will be taught tenses and all that, you will be getting to know that what is actually inappropriate. Let me tell you that. Tenses, they are having 4 tenses, like, let me tell you. Present tense, if we are talking in terms of present tense, it has got present indefinite, present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous tense. Okay, this I will teach you later. So that one, the entire sentence is actually incorrect. In spite of saying that it is raining from morning, you have to say it has been raining since morning. Okay, this is the way to actually say it or write it. It has been raining since morning. All right, see, these are the terms that you have to understand. Okay, morning. It has been raining since morning. This is supposed to be the present perfect continuous tense. All right, not it's raining from morning. That would be incorrect. Okay, so move on to the next one. So it's not from, obviously, it's since. Okay, in spite of writing from, you just have to write since. Okay, let's move on to the next one. The examination begins from Monday. Okay, now what is wrong with that? Do you find any? Okay, let me tell you that again. The examination begins from Monday. It's Monday, the day when the exam is going to start, it's going to commence. Okay, but many of the people used to say that examination begins from Monday. That means like he is trying to say that the entire examination will be starting from Monday, actually, but that is incorrect. See, it's understood that its examination is going to be conducted on Monday. Note my point. It's understood, very well understood, that the examination is going to be conducted or organized or commenced on Monday. Okay, so why you have to say that it will be starting from Monday? So that is again wrong here, the word or the preposition from. Okay, the examination begins from Monday. So instead of saying that, you just have to say on. Okay, the examination begins on Monday, because that obviously understood the examination will be actually on Monday, and you don't have to worry about that, because that will be till the last week of this month or something like that. I mean, like the example that I was telling you. Okay, so it's not from, it's on. The examination begins on Monday. Don't ever say that from Monday, because it's understood that it's the examination which is going to be conducted on Monday. All right, so this would be wrong, and this one is the correct preposition have to be used. The next one, he died from dengue. Okay, let me tell you again the pronunciation of that one. It's not dengue, it's dengue. In Hindi it's dengue, but in English it's dengue. Okay, that's the name of disease, a fever. Okay, so here he died from dengue. Let me tell you one thing. Was he having dengue by the time when he was born? No, he was not having it, right? He was not having that particular disease actually. So how could he be dying from dengue? So instead of saying from again here, you have to use, see, I'm not telling that you shouldn't be using this from. I mean, like, for some sentences which are appropriate, okay, this word is appropriate for some of the sentences. Okay, so here, but in this one, it's not from, it's of. Okay, what is it? It's of. He died of dengue and not from dengue. He died of dengue because that is the disease which he was having, which he has actually, which killed that person. Okay, move on to the next slide. As you can see on the screen at the moment, what comes on the screen actually. Okay, you could see the next slides which on your screen right now is actually the first word, which is actually incorrect with that particular preposition. Open your book on page 10. Really? Come on. What's wrong with that again? It's again this one, on. You are actually trying to say that which location is actually that particular portion in your book. So for that, this cannot be used over there, this preposition. So it has to be at. Okay, so what you would say, open your book at page number 10. All right, at page 10. That is the exact location of the particular portion which we are dealing with. Okay, so you can't say this on, because that will be making the complete sentence wrong. It'll make it completely senseless. All right, so in order to make that sense, you just have to avoid saying using this one on, and it has to be at. The next word, my sister is in home. Okay, many of you, I have heard this. I have noticed in you that you have been committing this mistake again and again, over and again. Okay, whenever you are using home and it refers to someone or you, make sure that it comes with at and not in. Okay, in is incorrect, at is actually right. Whenever you say I'm at home, you cannot say I'm in home. My sister is in home. That is incorrect. What is the correct one then? My sister is at home. I have left my mobile phone at home. Okay, and I'm going to my house. That is another thing. If you say I'm at home, she's at home, he's at home, we are doing it at home. Okay, so those terms, actually preposition, this would be incorrect whenever you say in home. Remember that is actually the technique. Whenever you see home, don't use this in with that. You got to say at home. I'm at home, you are at home, okay? Stay at home, all right? So those are actually the incorrect preposition, okay? So what was that again? Home, in home. So this is incorrect and this one is the correct one. The next one, what is the time in your watch? That's again a mistake over there. You are not supposed to say in, okay? It's obviously, it's a timepiece. I mean, like, you know that very well, I know it very well, that it tells times. So you won't be asking a person that what is the time in your watch. It is the object which tells the time, and you are saying in your watch. Is it making sense to you? Yeah, correct. So instead of saying that, you are not supposed to use this preposition, but by. Okay? What is the time by your watch? So that would be the correct one, by. The next one, the teacher is angry upon me. Oh, come on. You are not supposed to say that even. You have to say, instead of upon, you have to say with. Okay? The teacher is angry with me. My brother is angry with me. My mother is angry with me. Okay? You cannot say, my sister is angry upon me, or my brother is angry upon me and all. I mean, that would be entirely wrong. And the thing with that is actually, that will look awkward whenever you are speaking and whenever you're writing them. So make sure and be careful. Okay? The next one is off. Okay? Instead of writing off in the next sentence, what you have to write? There is no solution for this. You have to write for. Okay? So this is incorrect. This is also incorrect. For. There is no solution for this. It's not, there is no solution of this. It doesn't make sense. Okay, the next one. Distribute these apples between 5 boys. Between, remember, what is between? Connecting two people or two things, that's called between, in between of them. Okay, but when in terms of more than 2 people, we say among. Okay, so instead of using between, you have to use, or you have to write among. Okay, distribute these apples among 5 boys. Distribute these apples among 5 boys. Okay, not between. Between will be incorrect. Okay, the last one. The mouse ran in the hole. Okay, it's a small hole. You hardly would see anything inside it, but the rat could. Okay, so how you will say that then, instead of saying in? You have to say into and not in. Okay, so this would be the correct one, into and not in. The rat ran into the hole. Okay, okay, let's move on to the next slide. It's about where prepositions are omitted. Now tell me, what is the meaning of omitted, omit, omission? Any idea? Okay, let me tell you what is actually the meaning of that. Omit means to exclude or left out, or you can say neglect. Okay, these are the synonyms actually. Omit, which has been not included, which has been left out or neglected, you would say. Okay, so in that cases, preposition is also left out or omitted in some of the sentences, as in the case of the slide which comes on the screen right now. You could see that. The first one, I wrote him yesterday. They play cards. I looked his face. I asked a ticket. Who is knocking the door? Eyes are to see. They waited me. What are those prepositions which have been left out or neglected? Okay. I wrote him yesterday. I wrote to him yesterday. Yes, this one. This is the preposition which have been or which has been neglected or omitted, which has not been given there, included over there. So this is the preposition which has to be there actually. Okay, I wrote to him yesterday. Remember that. I wrote to him yesterday. The next one, they play cards. It seems it looks okay to you, but it's not actually. It doesn't make complete sense. You have to write at. And how and where you have to put that, where you have to put this word preposition over there. They play at cards. Okay, they play at cards. You're getting my point? Yeah, this is how we have to make sense while we are using those prepositions in the sentences. So make sure that whenever you are using them, speaking them or writing them, be careful. Okay, don't make mistakes, because it's going to do a lot of it matters a lot, and it's going to do a lot of changes there whenever you commit those mistakes. The next word, I looked his face. Oh, come on, what could be the correct one then? I mean, like, which preposition has been omitted there? I looked at his face. I looked at his face. Okay, I looked at his face, not on his face. I looked at his face. Okay, so at has been omitted there. Okay, the next word, I asked a ticket. I asked for a ticket. This is the preposition which has been excluded there. Okay, I asked for a ticket. I asked a ticket will be not acceptable, and it will be actually wrong. Okay, who is knocking the door? What is missed out over there? Come on, you can try it. Who is knocking the door? Who is knocking at the door? Okay, there is a song called Knock, Knock, Knocking on Heaven's Door. If you have if you are a lover of those rock band and all that, like Guns N' Roses, that is one of the band. Okay, let's just discuss about it later. But this one, knocking at the door, would be the correct one. Okay, so who is knocking at the door is the correct sentence. The next one, eyes are to see. Oh, come on, there is something that you have missed. And what's that, with. Eyes are to see with. It's your eyes that you usually see with, isn't it? You see, I mean, these are the things that we are making mistakes. Be careful whenever we are writing these words, sentences, or whatever. We completely forget all these things, the prepositions and all that. And we are confused whether to use them or not. Whether, this would be appropriate or not. Okay, so those are the confusion, but you have to make that as a practice, make that as a habit. So keep on speaking, keep on talking to someone who knows to speak with you. Okay, so that is how you will be learning. Okay, and the last one, they waited me. Yeah, what could be the word that have to be added over there? The preposition for. They waited for me. Okay, so now I guess you have got it. I wrote to him yesterday. They play at cards. I looked at his face. I asked for a ticket. Who is knocking at the door? Eyes are to see with. They waited for me. Move on to the next slide, where prepositions are not needed. Okay, see, here is the confusion. Let me tell you, in the previous one, those prepositions were omitted. They were not included, right? But in this one, they are unnecessarily included by us, by many of us. We commit those mistakes and we'll be thinking like that, oh my God, I'm writing good English. I'm using appropriate English. But here is the mistake. Okay, it's on the screen right now. We entered into the hall. See, that into is actually preposition and we are using that. And it's not necessary at all. It's not needed. Let me just read out those particular sentences for you. We entered into the hall. I told him to go there. I shall resign from my post. Please sign on this paper. I have ordered for books. Will you accompany with me to the bazaar? Or we reach at the station in time. Okay? Now, you have to make it correct. See here, you have to avoid using those prepositions which are there actually in those sentences. The first one, we entered into the hall. Into is not needed. It's not needed there. In spite of saying that one, you just have to say we entered the hall. Remove that into in that particular sentence and it's fine. It's correct. We entered the hall. Okay, you are not actually, because it's the hall that you're entering, isn't it? It's the hall that you're entering and it's understood again. So you are entering the hall. No, you are not entering into the hall. You got my point, right? Okay, so we entered the hall. And what could be the second answer for the next sentence? I told to him to go there. I have heard this from many people. I told to him. I told to him that he will come. I told to him that he will be there. I told to him that he has to take care of his examination. He has to take care of his parents. I told to him. Actually, that's unnecessary use of preposition to over there. I told to him. In spite of saying to, remove that to from there. Okay, I told him. So what you have to say? I told him to go there. I told him to go there. Not I told to him. I told him. You have to remove this to in that particular sentence. Okay? Make that proper whenever you are speaking or writing such words there. Preposition. The next one. I shall resign from my post. I shall resign from my post. Really? What is wrong in that one? I mean, like, which preposition has to be removed from there? It's from. I shall resign from my post. It's not I shall resign from my post. It has to I shall resign my post. I shall resign my post. Not from my post. That would be entirely wrong if you say that from my post. Because it was given to you. It was meant to be for you actually because of your qualification. Okay? So, I shall resign my post according to your qualification which was given to you, not from my post. So, you have to remove that from that particular sentence. Got my point? Okay. The next one. Please sign on this paper. Again, you have to, it's understood that you'll be signing onto the paper. Okay? You cannot say on this paper, remove that. It's not on. You have to say, please sign this paper. It's not on this paper. Okay? See, you are talking English. You are writing English. But which English we are talking about? Proper way of learning English is actually the actual English. Okay? So remember and keep that in your mind that whenever you do, whenever you speak, and whenever you write them also, be careful. And the first and foremost thing is what? Keep on speaking to someone, or if you really want to learn, keep reading books. The next sentence which is there on your screen actually, I have ordered for books. Okay, in that sentence, that preposition for has to be removed. Okay, and it has been unnecessarily used over there. So you could not or you should not use it in the sentences. So it has to be, I have ordered books, not for books. I have ordered books. In the same way, will you accompany with me to the bazaar? Oh, come on. With me, it's understood that the particular person is going to come along with you. So you cannot say that whenever you are referring to yourself. Okay, whenever you are referring to yourself to the other person, you have to say, will you accompany me to the bazaar? Not with me. With has to be removed. With has to be taken out. Okay, and you have to say in spite of that, will you accompany me to the bazaar? Okay, the next one, we reach at the station in time. There again, at has to be excluded. It has to be taken out. So how you will have to say that? We reach the station in time. Okay, the questions which come in the examination, during the examination this question comes to you, the incorrect and correct. Okay, it's a particular paragraph or say some portion of the sentences would be there. You have to find out which is correct in particular sentence, and you have to write that particular incorrect word and you have to write the correct one. For example, it has given over there. Okay, one day the king sent to his. There it is supposed to be for and not to. So there to, TO2 will be wrong and the correct would be for. So this is incorrect and the second one is the correct one. These usually come in your examination. Such kind of questions usually arises over there, so you have to be careful with that. The next one day the king sent to his, it's a continuation of that one. Okay, one day the king sent to his, for his instead of to. One day the king sent for his minister and asking him to. That asking is actually wrong and it has to be asked. Okay, asked, asking would be wrong. And the next one, minister and asked him to measure the length into. That into is wrong and it has to be and. Okay, into, measure the length and breadth of an entire earth. That n is wrong, incorrect, and it has to be the here, the entire earth. Breadth of the entire earth from end to end, but side to, there is no but there, it is not supposed to be but, it has to be and. Okay, from end to end and side to side. He also wished that it's not it's the. Okay, he also wished that the minister should count all the stars. It's not should, it's would. What is it? It's would. It's not should. Okay, so this would be the correct one. So hope you have understood that. You have to keep practicing this one. Now how you have to read that. One day the king sent for his minister and asked him to measure the length and breadth of the entire earth from end to end and side to side. He also wished that the minister would count all the stars. So this is how it has to be, and it will be corrected. Okay, move on to the next slide. This is gonna be the last slide. Now you could read it for yourself and then try to figure out what is incorrect, which word is incorrect there and which one is the correct one. Even if Indians have a long story, okay, even, there if is actually incorrect. Even though, in spite of if, the correct word is actually though. Even though Indians have a long story, on them, they have poor, it's not on, it's actually off. Okay, this is the incorrect one, incorrect, and this is the correct one. Okay, correct. On, off. Okay, even though Indians have a long story, of them, they have a poor knowledge in maintaining homes. It's not in maintaining, it's of maintaining. Okay, it's not in, it's of. Okay, of maintaining homes, toilets, draperies, on fridges. It's not on, it's n there. So n would be the correct one. Modern detergents and soap is not is, it's are. Okay, are. And the next one, very common in self, but very common not in, it's to. Okay, to selves, but people does not use them regularly. Okay, try to figure out what is wrong with the last one. There is no does. Okay, remember that, because we are using people over there. Okay, people is supposed to be plural. Remember that. So it's not does here, it's do. All right? So it goes like this now. Let me just read it for you. Even though Indians have a long history of them, they have a poor knowledge of maintaining homes, toilet, draperies, and fridges. Modern detergents and soap are very common to shelves, but people do not use them regularly or don't use them regularly. Okay, so that's it for the day. I'm calling it a day. So I hope that you have learned something from the classes which I have taken and dealt with. It's about the incorrect preposition where we are making mistakes while speaking, writing and all that. I want you to take care of that while speaking also, okay? So there are many things that have to be taught by me. It's about the tenses that I'll be dealing in the next classes. And if you have any queries or questions, you can always call some numbers and then you can get the response or answer of your questions, all right? So over here, I'm calling it a day. It's your teacher Mackenroe. Hashtag stay fit, stay home, stay safe, and God bless. Thank you.